All right, so as we finish up our balance, it's time to start looking at how we're going to build a look. One of the things I like to do in this stage is kind of pick out a few frames that I like that kind of represent some fun colors that we're going to get to. That might be a wide, that might be a portrait. It's like balance. You want to pick a shot that's going to have the most elements of what's in every other shot. And you want to avoid situations like this, where you go from light to dark, or you've got a super hot background, because then your look's not necessarily going to apply on the shot that's following or previous. I think this one's a pretty good one. And then here's the wide. And those feel pretty good together. Let's go ahead and stick with our wide for now. So right out of the gate, I'm going to go ahead and start to build some stronger contrast right here. Kodak film stocks and those references in general have fairly strong contrast. Those, like earlier references, the Blue Velvet, the Back to the Future, I did some research on, and I believe those were shot on Kodak Eastman film, which tends to have vivid colors, more red than yellow skin tones. They typically have deeper saturation so that the exposure of deeply saturated things feels a bit darker. So we're going to start to try to recreate some of those characteristics here. Over the years, I've developed a bunch of different looks for specific projects, and I have a toolbox of curves that I've developed over the years that I really like, that do specific things. Or, I know that I need a warm grade or a cool grade. I might have a curve already set up that I can then apply to this footage as a starting point for a look, and then tweak based on, again, reference and client feedback and all of those types of things. If you have something that you like, and you've done a good job of balancing, that means that that look can probably transfer somewhere else fairly easily, so that you can cut out some of the steps that are time consuming, like how does this curve get manipulated to look like this? I've already done it. I can just apply this curve again and get going on the next step. That feels a little bit sharp. I went ahead and started to mess with some mid-tone contrast on my curve. And you can see that right there, that creates kind of that sharp highlight feel. If we go too high, it starts to feel a bit false and weird. You can see it start to fall apart here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that back down a little bit, something more manageable. Toggle on and off my curve. You can see that the blacks are starting to compress down here. That's one of the things that I'm actually trying to do by pushing the lower end of the midtones down a little bit. You can see that come up and then back down. And then playing with my floor or my black level. So let's check this again against our references and kind of see where our contrast lies. That feels pretty good.